Hold on. It's like, uh-oh. How
Uh-oh.
you doing this morning? So we have all three of us have known each other for several years. So we got Sierra K on, as well as we have Ehryck F. Gilmore, CH. I always remember to put the CH. He's on with his book, um, Act as If. He is a premier. I'm going to let Sierra K introduce him while I pull up his image so we can show what the new book, the new cover looks like.
So, with his Take No Prisoner style, which I know very well personally, life coach, motivational speaker, and author Ehryck Gilmore's gift of insight has captivated audiences all over the country. His goal to empower seekers to use their natural intuition to secure their dreams and desires. His work has been shared with audiences on NBC, NPR, PBS, SiriusXM, CBS, and Newsweek, and he's here to share his upcoming release, Act as If, with the Cavalcade audience. So, welcome, Ehryck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a good intro.
Right.
Love it.
You've done a lot. I was just like ABC. I was trying to get all
I,
those alphabets together.
I was thinking about Faye. I need to help Faye and her friend. You just got off. And said, I've been listening to that. Faye needs help.
Oh yeah, working through that friendship.
But everybody has that friend though, that
Yeah,
we thought was a friend, but they've been hating from day one.
exactly. And
And
that's
then,
when I was listening so intense. I was like, they didn't get something straight in the beginning of this conversation, of their friendship. Something went wrong, where she didn't tell her, girl, be honest with me, be truthful with me. I can respect you if you do that for me. I don't need a pity party.
right.
Right.
But then again, sometimes you have those friends that keep other people around to make them look good, like you always invite the skinny chicks, invite the big chick
Right.
around because it makes, I'm just saying, but
No, no,
there's
no,
people
it's
that have that
true.
mentality, and that's what it sounds like Faith had, was
Right.
that particular mentality that you weren't supposed to get the man, you supposed to prop me up
Exactly.
thing. And
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. What kind of friend is that? And where was her mindset anyway? It's
yeah,
the mindset. And a lot of people forget that.
I remember the time that I had told you, because I experienced, I had a faith experience like that when there was a man that told me after we had been kicking it for about a year. He says, black men don't really like fat women. You're gonna have to pay me for sex from now on. And
Yeah.
I was sitting in your chair when you got a word in that said, Lisa, now I don't talk like this. This is not normally how I say things, but F that,
Yeah.
how you say it,
Yeah.
to just clear my head of, because that affected me for about 6 years. I didn't let anybody touch me. I wasn't with another man for 6 years after that. That damaged in such a way that,
That comes from self-esteem, though. It's still self-esteem and confidence. And a
mhm,
lot of people take the shortcut. This will do today. This will do today. I will substitute this good feeling for long-term misery. You get that? I will substitute this short-time feeling for long-term misery. And that's because of self-confidence. And self-confidence comes from a place of your heart, your mind, your body, and wanting to be yourself. And a lot of people don't understand that. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're great. You don't. You can post signs around your house. You can post signs on your mirror. You can draw on your mirror. You can make a vision board. You don't need other people, outside influences, telling you how great you are. Because the moment you get those outside influences, just like with Faith and her friends and stuff like that, the moment that they walk out or pull the rug from under you, you're no longer able to stand. And you have to be able to stand. Ask me some questions because I'm dying to answer any questions you or Sierra K, my friend Sierra K, because like she said, I travel around the country and I don't take prisoners because I've read all those self-help books. I've seen all the people coming to my lectures crying and moaning and said a friend said this, a friend said that, and the self-help book said that. And I got to be real with you. I'll take any prisoners. And that was written in Newsweek magazine where they said, I said, uh, no prisoners.
Well, the thing about it is, you also have done. You were several celebrities. You've
Several.
been in the industry for many years before you even did. Became a life coach. That kind of evolved around, as we call a salon chair psychologist, and then you went for courses and classes and elevated to life coach, neuro linguistic practitioner,
Programming. Yeah.
certified hypnotherapist. All of these things is part of your arsenal in helping people to get to a point where they release some of the things that have held them at bay from doing the things that they're supposed to do in life.
So
So
I'm gonna celebrity name drop here to let you know that I've been around the block and I've worked with everybody in from New York to Hollywood. Oprah Winfrey's been to my home, Jesse Jackson, Stephanie Mills. I mean, the list, and my favorite, Whitney Houston. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And each one of them I've held in confidence and sat down and spoken with them. And even when I was speaking with Oprah in confidence, and I'm not going to tell you what I told her, but she said, "You think of me that way." And I said, "Yes, I do." Sometimes it just takes a word to make people find that confidence or feel good inside, or saying that somebody actually cares about me and what I'm doing. And it goes on and on and on. I can name off more and more and more celebrities I've worked with and talked to. They put their clothes on one pants leg at a time. Very sweet, very loving. But everybody has an issue that can be solved.
And I think, just going into your title, act as if, that's what you're saying, people need to kind of take that personal responsibility. So can you tell us a little bit about the Act as If,
Act
your
as
upcoming novel? Not novel, but upcoming book.
self-help book.
Yeah.
Act as if is when you take on a persona for a short period of time until you can get your confidence built. Because people say, well, tell me about confidence. How can I get my confidence? Sometimes it takes you to emulate or pretend that you're somebody else to, let me give you an example of Oprah Winfrey. I'll take her. She said she used to watch Barbara Walters, and she said that she would take her scarf, throw it like Barbara's way Barbara would. She crossed her legs like Barbara, and she would say enunciate some of her words like Barbara. That was acting as if. I am there already. I have arrived. Now, it's not like fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it is doing no research. So when people say, oh, it's a fake it until you know, fake it until you make it is doing no research. That's just like me seeing someone somewhere and then I start pretending that I'm them and I don't know the depth or the research, how they got to where they are in life. So to act as if is to take the persona like you would when you go to Las Vegas, and you can actually consume the person, do the things that they're doing, act, it would be like this: going to a car store like Mercedes or Tesla and sitting in that car. The salesperson doesn't know you don't have that kind of money in your pocket at this moment in time, but you go anyway. You start feeling the feeling of sitting in that Mercedes, sitting in that Tesla, going into luxury buildings. And it doesn't always have to be luxury. I just want to make that clear. But feeling that I own this, I own that. Prime example of myself. I came to Chicago 30 years ago, and on a train with a $6 ticket to the big city of Chicago. I would go home for lunch because I couldn't afford to buy lunch at the mortgage company I worked at. And every day I would go home for lunch, I would see these people sitting out at the cafes eating lunch. And I kept saying to myself, I want to do that. I want to be able one day to sit out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and eat lunch. And so every day I kept that thought in my head. One day I'm going to do that. One day I'm going to do that. One day I'm going to do that. One day came and I was able to do that. Now, the struggle was there. I went through 8 jobs in 1 year. But that's in the back of my mind. I had already programmed my mind that I wanted to be able to do that which they were doing. It was like the law of attraction, that which is likened to itself will be drawn. I kept that thought about being able one day to have the freedom to sit at the cafe. So by being keeping that thought in the back of my mind, the jobs I went on paid good money, but they wasn't the job that would allow me to sit at that cafe. So I went through Fortune 500 companies. I worked for some of the top Fortune 500 companies in Chicago, job at the job at the job. And I'm going, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? But I forgot that the thought in my mind was about being able one day to sit at that cafe. So that's what it means. Yeah. And so I started acting as if I had that freedom. I would leave the job on my lunch break. Instead of just going home, I started walking around downtown Chicago as if I had the freedom. And not like I was on my lunch break, but I had the freedom to be able to go where I wanted to during the day. So that's acting as if.
So you did get to a point where you were able to sit at that cafe every day.
Exactly.
And not, so there is that. I remember, and it's something that happened recently, I think it was last year. And we do this, sometimes we need reminders. We have the vision boards, we have
Yes.
you call those tablets that we write everything in. But I remember I sat in the car that I have right now. I sat in it, and I think I had called you, said, make sure you take a picture of yourself in it. And I took a picture of myself in it. And I took, Jeremy took a picture of himself sitting in it. And it was really interesting because I wasn't really in the market. I normally buy my cars in November, and this was May. Let me tell you, I went in there to get gap insurance, just to get gap insurance to cover me for the extra miles that was on my car because my son was using the car at the time. I left out of there I think I was there probably 5 or 6 hours. They didn't let me leave there without this new car, this SUV. They tried to put me in everything else. And here it is. I had a salesperson that said they put deals in front. She said, I wouldn't sign that. They put 4 different deals in front of me, all the management team, everything. I wouldn't sign that. When they finally put that 5th one there, she said, 0% down, 0% financing. This is the one you sign.
Exactly.
And I was like, I didn't come in there for the car. I was prepared for November, but I had taken the picture and I had put it on my vision board. And all of a sudden, I'm in a brand new car with no deposit down, none of that. They worked whatever they had to do. And I'm just sitting there, I'm reading.
Exactly, because it was in your mind. It was already in your soul. And the $1 million question is, how did that make you feel? What was the feeling? What was that feeling? And people keep forgetting that it's a feeling. You sat there and you're looking at all this transaction around you, but it was a feeling. And that feeling came from the thought that from the vision board that you had placed there, that you didn't know how it was going to happen. You didn't know how it was going to transpire. All you knew is, this is what I want. I want this car. This is what I want. And let the universe open up and allow you to have it. Your experience. And I'm going to say experience because that car can drop off a cliff right now, but you had the experience. Exactly. So it's the experience.
And it was the first time that I went into a car dealership to get I wasn't getting the car, I was going for the gap insurance, that I had the mindset is, and I had to tell them, I didn't come here to buy a car. You want to sell me a car. And I've never come in there with that energy ever, where make no difference to me. I mean, hey, this, whatever y'all got to do to work this out, y'all want me to walk out with this car?
Right.
Y'all handle that. It was the most amazing experience that I have ever had because it happened so quickly and it was unexpected. Same thing when you're coaching us about the books. You've coached a lot of the tribe members, some of the tribe members in some of their aspects of their writing career, so they know when we're making jumps, yeah, this one's not quite for you, or this is
it's wanting to have the experience. And I want to go back to Whitney, how I met Whitney. Years ago, I saw her name on the back of an LP. And I said, wow, I know about Sister Houston. I know about Aretha Franklin, but who is this Whitney Houston? And it just, that thought of this name stayed in my mind. I was saying, who is she? Who is she? Who is she? One day I was doing fashion consultation with this makeup artist, and he said, I got a friend that's going to come out with a CD, and I would like for you to meet her and help style her. I said, okay, great. I got a call at home and it says, hello. I said, hey, hi, are you? Who are you? She said, this is Whitney. I said, Whitney? I said, yeah, Wi-Fi's friend. She said, yeah, are you coming to New York? I said, sure. She said, okay, don't come on my account because I ain't got no money. So I said, I'm going to be in New York anyway, so I'll meet you there. Met her in New York, and didn't dawn on me at the time that this was the Whitney Houston on the back of the LP that I was so fascinated by the name, that she was kin to Sissy. So this is how the universe works. It's when you want to have the experience for the highest good of all. Now, you're not wanting to have it so, I'm a jockey trade, and make money off of it and da 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 da. It's wanting to have the experience truly in your soul. And I wanted to have the experience of meeting this person with this name that I'd never heard of. And I went to New York, did her first 2 videos, and became friends with her, a confidant of hers. And so the story goes.
There's this one reoccurring theme that, we've been hearing today. I know from Janine, from Sharice, this shedding limits, getting out of our own way, accepting things as they come to us, taking advantage of opportunities. And a lot of times we're our own worst enemies in holding ourselves back. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know that's, why you need Act As If.
Yeah, it's like self-sabotage. When
Mhm.
saying getting in our, when people say getting in your own way, they're basically talking about self-sabotage. It's when you know that you need to get up and go down. Let me put it this way. I always tell people when I'm traveling around the country, they say, oh, I wrote a book, I wrote a book, I wrote a book, I wrote a book. And I'm saying, everybody can write a book. Anybody can write a book. It's the marketing. It's the marketing of that book. So when it comes time to market, a lot of people don't want to do that marketing. Oh, I'll get up tomorrow and go do it. Oh, I won't call Lisa. I won't call Nalea. I won't call the Cavalcade, authors. She was asking too much of me. I just can't get with her. And, I'm not feeling her. And it's not for the cavalcade of authors. It is for yourself. That's why you can't get past your ego, because you're looking at her or we're looking at the emails that she's sending out and saying, oh, she want me to do 20 different things. I can't get with that. It's not about getting with that. It is about advancing yourself.
Mm.
And that's when they say you can't get out of your way. You are committing self-sabotage. Because if you want to write a book and you want the book out there and you want the book on the national bestseller list and you want the book on the New York Times bestseller list, then you have to get into the game, push your sleeves up and say, okay, this woman is sending me this stuff. Apparently she knows what she's doing. Apparently she may not know what she's doing, but I'm gonna get in the game. I'm gonna get in the game. And that's what it means when they say, get out of your way. Get out of your way, get your ego out of the way. So
Okay.
that's what's meant by. I get a little excited. You've been to my lectures before, so you've seen me
Oh, yeah.
What,
I'm well
get
aware.
crazy.
what do you what do you want people to take away from reading Act As If?
I want them in the book Act As If, and I'm just amazed because so many churches and synagogue, not synagogues, but seminaries and stuff are using the book. It's not a religious book, it's a metaphysical book. I want them to take away with use it as a guide. Use it as a guide. In each chapter, I think there's like 10, 12, 13 chapters, use it separately. If that chapter responds to you or you feel that this is where I need to start in the middle of the book, start in the middle of the book. Start at the front of the book. Start anywhere you want to, but use it as a guide, because a lot of self-help books always tell you, be you, be more than you. You're more than enough. You can be the authentic you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm telling you the truth. The truth is you have to step up to the plate. You have to, I was going to say, you have to put on your big pants and get in the game. If you want this, and I'm looking at your screen with all these books and authors and stuff like this, and people from all over the country calling you and texting you. If you want to get in the game, get in the game. And if you read Act As If, it'll tell you how to get in the game. It gives you information that I gave you, give you information that I've given the Hollywood people. It's giving you information. And like I said, when they come over my house, from Oprah, who's been to my house, Jesse Jackson, Senator Carl Mosley Brown, everybody who's been to my house, they get this same lecture up in your face. Take no prisoners. Let's do this. Stop whining. No pity parties. I can't give you no pity party. I'll give you a box of Kleenex to wipe your eyes, and let's get this done. That's what Act As If does. It just slaps you in your face and says, snap out of it. Either you're in or you're out.
Okay.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And so now, is Act As If out now, or when is it coming out?
Act As If is out now.
Okay.
It's a new cover. It's out now. It's in bold letters. The other one had just small letters. I just increased the lettering size of it so people wouldn't get confused that I am who I am. So, like I said, I take no prisoners. If you want to contact me, the information is there. But I can't have you crying. I can't have you whining. I can't. We start from where you are now. This is
no
not
coming
about,
in.
no, yeah. This is not about 30 years ago. My mama said I was bad, and this is not about that. That's what do you want now? What do you want? That is the first question. What do you want? And then we can go from there. Once we decide what you want. Because a lot of people say, well, I don't know what I want. I said, okay, then pretend. Pretend. Tell me something that if you had everything that you wanted in life, what would that be? And then we go from there.
All right. So it is available now. The Kindle version is available. The paperback is out of stock, and that may be because you're doing the cover change. So sometimes the stock issue happens there. But people can definitely go online and purchase it today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You see, I get all hot and bothered.
I know. I was like, we got to close this down so we can get the book information so we can give people.
I know. I was just like, when I go around the country, I'm in my lectures. I mean, the people are just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear an excuse. That's what it is. I just can't hear an excuse because there's so much wealth, abundance out there for everybody to take a bath in, if that's what you want.
That don't give it all now, E. They have to get the book. You need them to get the book. Okay. All, so you can't do it all now. Go ahead.
Okay.
The book. We got a few minutes that we can get in. Hold on, Ehryck. I'm going to share this on the screen. Sierra, tell us a little bit about your book and what you write.
So I write suspense novels. This is my latest title, Sweet Whispers of the Devil. This book is about a woman whose son is kidnapped, and he's kidnapped by her father. And she knows that very well because she was also kidnapped by her father at the same age, and her mother got her back. So she's dealing with this kidnapping. And I actually have a short excerpt. It's really, really short that I want to read from the book. And it's available now. So this is a conversation between Victoria, who is the main character, that's the mother, and Monique, her mother's best friend. Your mother should have let me shoot that bastard years ago, Monique growled. She emerged from the Louisiana bayou and prided herself on her ability to shoot an alligator's eyeball. Her ballsy stance seemed opposite of her job as a social worker. She explained once, there is nothing that keeps folks in line like the potential for a bullet in the ass. Tori gripped the edge of the kitchen table before collapsing into Luke's chair, reclaiming that space as though holding at ground zero could make him appear. She mentally reviewed previous days, wondering what, if anything, she had missed, wondering how Richard knew about her children. Where in the hell did he come from? Monique exhaled and stared out the sheer curtain covering the kitchen window. The neighbor's car rolled up near their garage. Your father never bothered you again, but he reached out to your mother, demanding money or joint custody. Tori buried her head in her palm before sharing thoughts with Monique. I begged Mom, begged her to leave. She had done it before. She could do it again. Monique explained, Richard is a bounty hunter. He has resources at his disposal, knowledge of the legal and illegal methods of getting information that law enforcement could only wish they had. Understanding rained on Tori, illuminating the sacrifices her mother made to protect them, to protect her. He bled her dry for years, forcing her to pay for leaving him. Why do you think your mother didn't have any money? No pension, no 401k, no nothing. And because we didn't run, she sacrificed every penny she had. She would have told me. Tori and her mother shared a history, having survived the devil whose velvety voice caressed an ear with its deep timbre, but its words. Its words branched through the quadrants of the brain before wrapping it in a vice grip of terror. No, she wouldn't share something like that, Monique contradicted. She said he gave her you, so she didn't regret that part of things. She did whatever was necessary to keep you safe, and that meant writing checks. A piece of the puzzle clicked in place. Revenge, money. Oh my God, Tori exclaimed. Now she can't pay him anymore. Luke's steady son. Could he know that? Monique's weathered hands, which still sported the diamond ring from husband number two, stroked Tori's. Sweetie, you have to listen to me. It's not about the money. I don't think it ever was. Your father mentally tortured Honey for years. Somehow he always knew exactly what kind of cash she could get her hands on, always with a laugh and a thinly veiled, we can always go to court, or when you were older, maybe I'll drop by and see my baby girl. This is about control. He needs a puppet. Tori could feel her muscles tighten. So now it's me. So that's just a bit of Sweet Whispers of the Devil, available now online on Amazon.
Love it.
Indeed,
Love
indeed.
it.
And you
Love it.
also have a few other books from Behind the Curtain,
Mhm.
In the Midst of Love, and
Um,
At the Touch
at
of
the
Love,
touch
in
of
the Midst
love,
of
and then
Fire.
this,
They all
yeah,
start with a preposition, so I always From Behind the Curtain, In the Midst of Fire, and At the Touch of Love. So those
yeah.
are also available. And where can people? Well, they can see it there. SierraK.com. Are you also on social media?
I am also on social media, so you can follow me at on Instagram, author Sierra K, on Facebook, author Sierra K, and on Twitter at Sierra K1. And of course, links to all my books are available on my website, as well as you can sign up for my newsletter on my website as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
2021 is going to be a very busy year. I am working on a few different projects, so definitely sign up for my newsletter so you can keep an eye out for what's coming up.
indeed. Ehryck, and what is your website?
EhryckGilmore.com.
And I'm going to drop that because his name is spelled Ehryck in a different way.
Yes.
I'm going to drop that www.ehryck.com.
Yeah, EHRYCK.
Yeah, I'll drop that in the chat so people are able to pull that up because they spell it wrong, they won't get to you. So we want to make sure that they can find their way to you. I'm also going to drop Sierra K's giveaway in the chat right now as well. So make sure you can follow her on all social media and enter to win her free book as well. We thank you, thank you, thank you so much for taking time out, Ehryck, on your Sunday to come and join us, the tribe, some of the tribe members that's on. And I will tell you, the funniest thing is when you were talking about people, oh, she was supposed to do 20 different things. I think some of the book, I won't say any names of the biggest culprits who feel that way, but at least they know. I won't say any names. I won't. I know. But it is a lot. And people don't understand my mindset all the time is that I download everything while I'm thinking about, and it's all like that for them to process and get together. But it
is a process.
Mm.
It is a process, and people don't understand it. Anybody can write a book. I travel this country. I mean, I've gone to the smallest of cities, the largest of cities, speaking before 200 people to 1,000 people. And, I've been in Newsweek magazine, been in all these different TV shows and stuff. And it all boils down to, everybody can write a book. Anybody can write a book. But if you want to move beyond just writing a book, that you sit on your coffee table, if you want to go beyond that and say, I want to have a little success, I want some success, I want a little higher success, then you need to, if your ego is keeping you from reading one of your emails, and they are a lot, you want to just take it in chunks. Everything, take it in chunks. I'll take this and read this for right now. Tomorrow I'll read that. Take it in chunks, break it down. Break it down so it's accessible to you, so you can breathe.
Yes,
because some people are not ready.
okay. quick thing, Ehryck, is it Ehryck.com or EhryckGilmore.com?
EhryckGilmore.com.
I'm sorry, people, I got it wrong. I'm gonna put it right. Ehryck
Oh,
Gilmore.
Karen put it in.
You did? Oh, I'm sorry.
Karen.
Who did
It's
that?
EhryckGilmore.com.
Okay, there you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you also used to have Ehryck.com as well.
I still have Ehryck.com too.
Okay.
I
So
still have both. Yeah.
gotcha. That's why I'm thinking that. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I can put you in the backyard if you want to watch a little bit. Because it's up with me and Janice Allen are up next. So I'm going to put you in the backyard. You can stay and kind of watch what everybody's got going on. And we will talk to you again soon. Oh, Kathy Douglas had such wonderful things to say about you earlier. She said your ears.
I love Kathy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been kicking people's butts. You introduced me to them and I take charge. So if any of you want to get in contact with me, email me and bring your Kleenex box.
Because if you don't come to him crying, you're gonna leave crying. Ask me how
I can't help it. I only want the best for you. I'm serious. I only want the best for you. I only want the best for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
All righty then. That was awesome.